I was gonna say, I think I'll miss you guys. Okay, we'll wait 1 more minute and then we'll start.
Alex, go to
Alex, if you need to go to the washroom.
Should I go? Oh, no.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the GD75. My name is Derek. I'm the senior instructor for the game design program. Today's celebration will be broken up in 2 parts. The first hour will be instructor and student speakers, then we'll hand out the diplomas. During the break, there will be an opportunity to take pictures and also to use the facilities outside this room. When we come back for the second half, it will be the award show. It should be a lot of fun. Right. First speaker is head of department Christopher Mitchell. He's an educator, an award-winning writer, a game design vet with over 10 years experience in AAA games. One of the first person in the game industry to receive a nomination for the Writers Guild of America. Please welcome Chris Mitchell.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here today. I've got an essay of sorts prepared for the students, so I hope you'll indulge me while I read it for you. Now, I personally don't plan to speak about the specifics of the school year, which is to say the energies and drives that motivated you to be students, because I trust Joe to do that. That's the reason I chose him after all. I always like to joke that I want to be Joe when I grow up one day. Yeah. I don't plan to speak about the specific shared student experiences, because I'm not qualified to talk about that. But I know Benny will do it wonderfully. And I think we're all looking forward to that. But I do want to speak about where you are now, which is to say this exact point between student life and the professional world. First of all, thank you to everyone for joining the graduation event today. Thank you to the parents and the friends and the other loved ones that have supported you and helped bring you to this point. Thank you to all of those people that fit under the wide and embracing classification of family. We, after all, choose our families, and in the same room or a world away, our families are here with us now. Congratulations, of course, for setting this challenge for yourself and then achieving it. I'm utterly and unmistakably proud of all of you for getting to this point. Some of you pivoted your careers to be here. Some of you all of you made great personal sacrifices. Who are we kidding? Some of you took absurdly long plane flights to be here, and I could not be more proud of you for doing so. And I say that knowing that I have no right to be proud. It wasn't my efforts or my sacrifices that brought us to this point. It was yours. Made in the most difficult of times, one challenging day after the other. So of course I honor that, and I'll honor this day. I, of course, respect the hard work that you did as new developers. VFS programs are at best hard, savagely hard, and you're honored and respected for doing that work. I honestly believe that in our shared department, it is the most challenging department. So of course I respect the work that you did. I know the actors pretend very hard and all the rest of that, but filmmakers are sad, I get it. But you, of course, are not scared of hard work. I want to say that over time I've come to realize that the students here are better at this than I am, which is to say better at game development. That's been proven to me class after class. And that is a startling thing to realize, that your students are more passionate, more technically skilled, certainly more in tune with the subject matter than you yourself are. I am, after all, yesterday. And I'm very happy to be talking to tomorrow now. You know, I actually struggle with the difficulty of the programs here a great deal. Sometimes in abstraction, it actually seems very cruel to me. But I know that the things that you build are extraordinary, and I wouldn't take them from you. It's like that W.H. Auden line, "Don't take away my devils, for then my angels would flee too." I know it was hard. I know some of you broke along the way. But if you did, you broke into bigger pieces. Now, the students are metaphorically at a boundary of sorts, which is a very exciting place to be. Humans, we generally like living at the edges of things. We like living on the boundaries of water and earth, for example. We actually get a rush of serotonin when we look out and we see the horizon. And we get a stronger rush when we look out and we see water. We seek out places where one type of terrain turns into another type. We put our homes there. We also like living through or remembering the boundaries between time periods in our lives. We like living with or remembering relationship boundaries. This moment, of course, is a time boundary between student and young professional. It is scary and exhilarating, as all great boundaries are. Boundaries are a funny thing, of course. I don't understand them. I've always felt there was a class I missed in high school. You know, I was sick the day they explained how to change from a child to a grown-up. How to be confident and strong and decisive, how to talk to people at parties, when to take a job, when to leave one, when to fall in love, when to fall out. So if you feel like this boundary snuck up on you, know that you're not alone. Because it is an unusual thing to try to enter the game industry. Many non-gamers, we have non-gamers in the room, they see games as being an offshoot of film. You know, a way to pass time or tell stories. Unsurprisingly to the class, I see them as something that stands apart from film or other media and is distinct in the same way that books are distinct from music. Yes, games can be escapist, and yes, games can be storytelling devices, but games are also an educational technology that teach and inspire in the way and to the same level that story and personal experience do. I like to think about that. Games changing society as much as books have. Because games, like story, are shared. Gaming, indeed, is a community based on sharing, on play, on that better 51% of all of us. I've thought long and hard about what games really are to us on a cultural level, on an anthropological level, considering how they affect the collective human experience. And obviously I don't know the answer. I don't even think I'm qualified to know. But I suspect the answer has something to do with the prefix re, R-E. Return, reunite, rebirth, renewal, reconfirm, reconnect, rediscover. These are the words people use when they describe their memories of games. I have this proven, I've done research on it. The language we use is familiar. It's people saying that these actions, these connections, they have meaning, they have importance. Very soon you'll make your own games, so very soon you'll have your own stories. As humans, we have this sadly limited set of experience to build a worldview from. We have personal experience, we have toy experiences, literally playing with toys. Like my son plays with trains, he knows more about trains. We have the stories of others, and then using all that, we build this richer and grander perception of the world and of ourselves, with games just being another way to that perception. They're this boundary between experience, toys, and story. For those of us that grew up awkward and confused, and I think that's everyone, games are just another way to educate ourselves, to parse and understand a world that defies understanding. Now, it's a truism that technology exists to extend human efforts. We use cameras to extend our eyes or our memory. We use wheels to extend our legs. And now we use games to extend our imagination. We take small sets of rules and we build huge experiences. And those experiences are internal and distinct to every person that plays, but can still be shared amongst players. This paradox is why people who don't play games, they look at games, and maybe they see a hobby. If you're one of these people, by the way, don't worry, I don't mind. You don't have to like the thing that I like. But I hope you've perhaps come to understand why people would sacrifice so much to become game developers. Because the word hobby is too small. I know games seem brash and noisy and even crude to the people who don't play them, but to us, games are elegant and inspiring and beguilingly difficult. Games are a challenge that we set for ourselves, both playing them and making them. And that challenge is different for every person that plays them, and the very best challenges are created by the players themselves. That's a process that we like to call emergence. Games are this strange mixture of design and art and computer science and cognitive science. And this is why the best game developers, the type we try to encourage, the type that are graduating today, are bridges between all of these worlds. However, in a very real sense, games are also the opposite of science. You know, in science, you try to reduce things down to the smallest possible explanation or algorithm. But in games, you try to build the largest set of possibilities from the smallest possible technology. They always remind me of Japanese gardening, in a sense. You know, you're not done until there's nothing else you can remove. You start as a painter, covering as much surface as you can, and you finish as a sculptor, removing excess to find the art that you know is inside. Think about your final projects. How many of those started out as enormous, laughably large play spaces? Yes, I'm talking about you. Then turned into small, polished experiences. Your games are daggers carved from meteorites, and they are precious for being so rare. When I entered the game industry, we didn't really have a program like this. The best we could do was to sort of slide sideways into the industry from film or business, and the cost was paid by the industry financially and by the user in their experiences. I deeply promise you, a terrible designer on my first game, a terrible writer on my first script. I definitely made my first game worse by being on the team. I think my group would agree with that. Sometimes I was a terrible teammate. I regret those things, but I also know that that's normal. I work through those failings, I have a fine career. This is why I forgive students their failings. I highly suspect that a young me could not have passed for BFS game design. And I do wish you could see yourself the way I see you, because you would never feel insecure again. Now, here at VFS, one of the most important words we throw around is actually genre. Genre is the reason why I work in games at all. Of the various entertainment or art forms today, games are the only one that consistently create new genre. Film genres, by comparison, are very well defined and articulated and wonderful, but stagnant. Whereas in just the last 10 years, we've had several new genres be essentially created from nothing in games and turned into multi-billion-dollar enterprises. I don't mean boring things like new technology, but literally new genre, new verbs of doing that we add to our lexicon of design year by year, changing what players can do, and finding real artistic and financial success in doing so. So things are changing. And as they continue to change, as we unpack and discover genre in games, you yourself will change. Right now, you probably have firm ideas of what job you want in the industry, but I promise you, you will do many things besides that. Just looking at my own career, I've had a dozen different jobs. And to have this many experiences in games is normal. It's something you should look forward to. Indeed, the classic designer, artist, programmer roles have broken down at many companies, making you wear many hats and dabble in many fields. And to this confusion, we add a changing world. A world that maintains a pace of change unimaginable, literally beyond human comprehension. Moore's law, if I want to simplify it, states that the processing power doubles year by year. But so few people think about what that really means. It means the phone in your pocket will be twice as powerful next year. The phone you buy 2 years from now, 4 times. The one you buy 5 years from now, 32 times. Imagine that across all devices and all technologies. If you feel slower, it's because by any reasonable measurement, the world is that much faster. To put that in sort of a historical perspective, the fastest messaging technology, once upon a time in America, the Pony Express, closed 4 days after the first telegraph wire was laid from coast to coast. Now we as a society are laying a new metaphorical telegraph wire every day. Technology is no longer a noun, it is a verb. And perversely, while the world ever changes and you remain ever flexible, the industry will try to pigeonhole you and define you as a particular set of skills for HR convenience, while the real you is working simultaneously in many fields. That's a warning from me of sorts, but it is something to face head on. You are better game developers today for the struggles you had. You'll be better game developers tomorrow for the challenges you'll face. And in time, you'll grow to be leaders in the game industry. I've seen this process before. Students of mine have gone on to have better careers than me. It's a wonderful and heartening thing for an instructor here to see. So to prepare you for that future, I'll share the only 3 points of wisdom I've ever really figured out. First, of course, is integrity. Do the right thing for your team. Be good, even if it hurts you and seems to weaken you. Integrity armors you in the workforce, it builds alliances of like-minded people, and it causes opportunity to come your way. Because of course it does. The second one I don't really have a name for. I used to call it vision, but that's wrong. You really have to take on the manner of Falstaff. Now Falstaff was a Shakespearean actor in Shakespeare's day. And Shakespeare called him not just a wit, but a cause of wit in others. And I don't mean you have to be funny, it doesn't hurt. But you have to somehow amplify the better natures of other people and try to exemplify those natures in yourself. And third and finally is resolve. Put one foot in front of the other day after day. Finish things. Because so few people finish things. Drag your teammates with you to the end. See the best in them. Help them see it too. It hurts to be something. It's worse to be nothing. And that process will repeat over and over until you've made great things and become exactly the sort of person you can be. The sort of person you will be, the sort of person I trust you to be. There is no cynicism in me about this. Because this is the conclusion of the speech. So a final time then, I'll say congratulations. Thank you for letting me be here today. Thank you for letting me play this very small part in your exploration of the creative arts. And thank you for all the wonderful things you have created and will create. So with much love, Mr. Mitchell.
So our next two speakers have been elected by the students to speak on behalf of the VFest year. So Joe's a seasoned game industry professional with a long history of creating games and has contributed to over 60 game titles, including notable roles as a studio head and executive producer on acclaimed projects like Sonic Rivals, Castlevania Symphony of Night, and Rift's Promise of Power. Currently, he shares his industry expertise as an instructor at Vancouver Film School, mentoring students in game design and career development. Please give a hand to Joe Bonham.
Hello everybody!
I know!
That's a nice picture of me. And it also shows me how much I regretted shaving off my beard like a month ago. It's coming back, we're okay. It is absolutely an honour to have been selected by the students to speak at their graduation, your graduation. And to see the amazing support from friends, family, everybody. Thank you all for being here.
Yes!
Brilliant. It is also an honour to be able to teach and share my experience with such consistently amazing folks. That's you guys. So, I like to start out by saying that I've been making video games for like 300 years. It's about 38 now. So, I've been making games since back when we used to have 8 bits. Only 8 bits. We still have 8 bits, but we used to, too. Back when the amount of usable RAM was 1K. Now you need like, I don't know, 200 something K just for a game icon. We wrote our own engines. We wrote our own compilers. We poured our passion into creating worlds that were largely represented in black and white. how far we have come from black and white to 4 colours. That was green, red and yellow, or cyan, white and magenta. Then 16 colours, then 256, then 16 million, and now we've got 10 bits per pixel for over 1 billion colours. Are there even 1 billion colours out there? I don't know. I was actually reading that scientists have found a new colour. They call it Olo. It is a kind of greeny purple colour. And if anybody knows Terry Pratchett, the author, I'm really upset they didn't call it octarine, which is what he called the colour of magic. They called it Olo. YOLO. So we've gone from pixels to polygons, and now we're pushing unimaginable amounts of data to realise all sorts of incredible worlds in higher and higher fidelity every generation. And you are the next generation. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and it is magical what you do. We have at our disposal the tools, the technology, and the ability to create something from nothing. Just an idea. So, I've seen your ideas come from nothing in pre-pro. We started out at VFS, all together on this journey, coming up with an idea, testing the idea, and reducing the scope on a weekly basis, under the direction of instructors, all of whom say, I think it's probably going to be a bit too much to bite off. Some of you showed them, some of you showed me. I remember one of the characters, one of the games had a main character, and one of our artists, who shall remain nameless, said, I want to create, I don't know, what was it, 8 different characters? Might have been 6, could have been 5. Still, it was too many. You did it anyway. Or the eternal, crazy VFS story of, we're going to make multiplayer, and everybody's like, ooh, multiplayer is pretty tricky. Online multiplayer, very hard, couch co-op, much easier, and again, you did it anyway. It is amazing to me, every term, every year, every cohort, how much better the games are that we see at Pitch and Play. Our students create the most amazing games in such a short period of time. And as Chris said, it's difficult. It is fraught with tough choices. It's fraught with tough moments, but it is woven with this magic that is so important. Part of what I teach in Business of Games is something that we haven't been doing for long. It's the hypothetical. What would it take to make our Pitch and Play games into a commercially releasable product? And we talk about how much more we might need to add. We talk about how much polish we might need to add. We talk about what it would cost, what the team might look like, how we're going to market it, all of that stuff. And it gets to be less of a hypothetical after each Pitch and Play that we see. The games are more polished, the games are more fun, the games are closer to a commercially releasable product. Sometimes we just need more levels. Obviously, within the terms and conditions of the VFS dealio. And I have actually, as I promised, already shared a couple of links to the itch.io games with some of my industry friends. And I've said, look at this. can we make these a reality? And that is my promise to you. I'm going to keep pushing it. Because it does get easier every year, and I say this a lot. The VFS, what we do at VFS is the closest to working in the industry that I've ever seen. I don't know of many or any other schools that have the output, the commercial quality output that we have here. That is a testament to you. It's a testament to the foundation. It's a testament to the instructors. It's amazing. So I'm very, very proud to be a part of it. And I'm very proud to be here today to celebrate the graduating class, GD75. That's all I have. As you know, I could have gone on for way longer, but I kept a lid on it. Back to my old friend Derek.
For our next speaker, Benny came to VFS already with a background in animation and 3D art. That's after his background in civil engineering. His love of games has brought him to Vancouver with a dream of opening his own studio. So even though he's from Ontario, let's give him a good hand. I know, I'm from Ontario, I'm sorry. Just well. So first I want to say, thank you for the handoff, Derek. That was great. And before we get this started, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude towards our friends and family that are here today, those that couldn't have made it but have been supporting us over the last 12 months. We could have not done this without your support. Can we give them a round of applause? I'd also like to take a second moment to also thank the VFS game design faculty that have worked so diligently over this last year to not make this a memorable experience, not just that, but a pivotal one. It's so clear to us how hard you guys have worked, how much you care about your job. So seriously, thank you so much. Can we give them a round of applause? And GD75, the topping class. Can we get an applause for that? So, I'd love to start off this speech by saying, you know, we have maxed out our game dev stats and we're ready for any role the industry can offer us. But, let's say game development is like an MMORPG. I just lost half the parents. That's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Then I would say that VFS is like the tutorial island of that game. And I would love to take the next few minutes to reflect, do a post-mortem analysis of our playthrough here. On day one, we spawn in room 305. Little to no idea what's coming up or where we want to go. And before we even get the chance to really realize the gravity of this journey we've embarked on, we find ourselves slammed with 3 team presentations all at the same time. We find ourselves busy rating the printers of their expensive colored ink to make our board games look just a little better. And then somehow finding time to prank Steven with 17 cups of iced black coffee. As we progress through our journey here, you know, we finish quest after quest, assignment after assignment,
class after class. And I'm losing myself here. Our instructors guide us through the core mechanics and subclasses of game development, art, level design, and programming. Then we had to make the tough choice of just focusing on two. But let's be real, for most of us, there's really just one. And quickly after we made that tough decision, we were assigned the biggest quest this school has ever offered us. The name, the title, Conquer the Dungeon, that is Team Project. The description, really simple. Make a game in 3 months from scratch. That's doable. While having full-time classes. Oh man, that was a toughie. Let's not forget the calamity of the back-to-back-to-back 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. classes. The thunderous shock we felt when we got a merge conflict right before we were going to run home to reset. And maybe as we trenched through this, our armor was chinked, our blade damaged, our HP critically low. But in the end, yo, we made games in 3 months. We set a new standard of what team projects should look like going forward. And before we had the chance to really appreciate and understand the gravity of our success, as some of you may know, and you find yourself walking out of one dungeon, finishing a quest line, there might be just one more around the corner. And this quest line was the biggest, longest, baddest quest that this VFS tutorial island could offer us. Final project. In 6 short months, using all the skills we learned, taking the lessons we took from Team Project, we didn't just make games. No, we made proper, polished experiences from head to toe. Something that would have blown the socks off of our day one room 305 selves. And now that leaves us to today. The end, the bittersweet part. We have conquered every single quest line that this tutorial island can offer us. Your individual boats are lined up along the shore, ready to take you to the main island, where industry, AAA, indie, and everything else lies. Where you get to write your own main quest line this time. Your own 12 steps to the hero's journey. And before you get on that boat, here are some final words. Please never forget how hard you worked to come here today, how much you've grown from day one to now. And no, maybe this MMORPG won't get easier. The quests will get tougher. But the reward, it's a good reward. You get to make games for a living. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you on that main island with me. Good game, well played, GD75.
Thank you for all the speakers. Alright, so now we move on to the next part of the ceremony, the moment where graduates become graduates and receive their diplomas. This is a significant achievement and each of them should be incredibly proud. The game design program at VFS is known for its intensity, requiring immense dedication and effort to complete. These students have worked really hard through countless challenges and now have reached the moment of success. So let us begin with the diplomas.
What were those actual colors?
Ariel Jones. No, sorry. Ariel Josiak. Brent Hendricks. Cole Gito. Dejo Panu. Ege Uka. Eric Sun. Isabel Chen. João Pedro Clagino. Caden Darby. Persephone McKenna Murray. Raquel Marino Barba. Jael Antonio Enriquez Cidio. So the workload at VFS is rigorous, with up to 40 hours of lectures and another 40 hours of homework per week. Among them, several students have achieved a grade of 90% or higher and will be graduating with honors. So we'll start with Alexander Semeo. Ben Spratt. Benny Kadem. Evan Oden. Juan Andres Vadogama. Mark Riviera. Omar Chapa Moyers. Ria Solano Serrano. Sam DePaiva. Tajin Kim. Vishnu Suresh. Wesley Yuan. right, congratulations to all our graduates. Let's give them a huge round of applause. All right, we'll now take a 15-minute break. We'll now take a 15-minute break. Feel free to use the stage for photos and also the facilities outside this room on the right. All right, see you guys in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Derek! Right now! That sounds like something else.
All right, everyone. Welcome back from the break. I hope you're all refreshed. Welcome to the awards show portion of the afternoon. This is the substantially less formal part of the event, where we're going to take a moment to celebrate the wonderful things that the students have made, and we'll be showing samples of the student work, culminating in the award for Best Final Project. As the awards are announced, we'll be taking a moment to hear a few words from the speakers as well. So please make sure you've got some thoughts swirling around in your head as to what you might say. Nobody is allowed to say, I didn't think I would win, I have nothing prepared. We will all stay here until you say something. So everybody please wait for that. Now then, that said, on with the show.
Please welcome Teaching Assistant Pradeep Pillai to present the first award of the day, the award for Best Board Game.
Hello. So over the course of the year students spend at VFS, they are constantly being tested and challenged, both individually and in teams. Board games is the very first time that they are challenged as teams, and they are tasked with creating and designing something brand new that they can call their own. And this award is set to honor these great board games. And the nominees are
Four Dragons by Isabel Chung, Ria Solano Serrano, Yuki Hu. In the super fast and strategic board game Four Dragons, players gather, trade, and craft resources and skills to train their dragon to win the Good Boy competition fast. Bakersville by Alexander Simeo, Mark Rivera, and Wesley Yoon. Bakersville is a resource management board game where players become bakers that must participate in the market by buying resources and selling their goods. But be aware, as the market's demand and supply is always changing. Dish Builder by Benny Kadam, Juan Andreas Valderrama, and Sanda Paiva. Dish Builder is a 3 to 4 player restaurant building game where opponents take on the role of a restaurant startup, competing with others to establish and expand their menu, collect resources, compete for dishes, and build their popularity. Claim dish cards to expand your menu while sabotaging other restaurants to establish a culinary empire.
And the winner is Bakersville.
I would have picked a better photo if I So we knew we were going to win, so we have everything prepared. I gotta say, this was the first project we did, and these were just
3 random people I picked at the start, and now they're some of my best buddies at VFS. We had a great time making this game. I couldn't have asked for a better group, and they were just as excited as me making it, so I really appreciate them for that. Now it's
Yeah. We worked together really well. We almost designed the whole game during our SkyTrain ride home. So it was a real treat working with all of you.
I genuinely had so much fun working with these two. They are actually one of the best people I've worked with in any school or work related thing ever. I'm so happy that we won, and I think that with our hard work and the amount of hours that you had to spend coloring cubes, I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Presenting the award for excellence in level design is instructor Stephen Kearney.
How you guys doing? First of all, let me congratulate you guys. 17 iced coffees that these guys brought to my office one day. I actually forgot about that. I threw them all out, by the way. There's a couple of toilet jokes I can fit in there, but out of respect for Evan's daughter, I think I'm going to keep it PG. Level design. Level design is an art form that transcends gameplay mechanics. It's the crafting of virtual spaces that immerse players in a realm of imagination and challenges. It's a delicate balance between complexity and accessibility, the fusion of aesthetics and functionality, and the orchestration of emotions through environmental storytelling. Level design is not just about crafting captivating environments, it's about fostering a profound connection between the player and the game world. It's about transforming lines of code and conceptual sketches into a playground that players can't help but become part of. It's about giving players the tools to write their own stories within the confines of this digital canvas. The following students have demonstrated an unparalleled dedication to their craft. They have sculpted worlds that invite exploration. You like that one? That's a good one. Spark curiosity and elicit awe, and guide players through a journey of discovery and emotions. And the nominees are...
Ariel Josiak. Evan Oldham. Raquel Marino Horvath. And Yuki Hu.
Drum roll, please. And the winner is... Ariel Josiak.
I didn't think I'd win. Well, this is really weird. Because as a child, I always yearned for the games, but probably a little too much because I spent a lot more time making games than in school. I'm not making games, I'm playing games. But it's now I'm making games, and I really have something that I want to do in my life, and it makes me really happy. And this means a lot more to me than anything else I've ever gotten in my life.
Presenting the award for excellence in code is instructor Quinn Henshaw.
with the Taylor Swift shirt! Show the shirt proud.
Oh my god, I love Taylor Swift.
All right, so maybe a little bit of context first as to why I'm wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. It's not a usual outfit for me. So I made a deal with the class. I've done this a couple times where the last thing they want to do after finishing final project and everything else is hand in a bunch of assets to do this presentation for everyone here, but we asked them to do it. Now, I want to say like 98% of the time the students fail to get everything in on time. So I felt pretty confident. I said, if you get everything in on time, I'm going to wear this shirt to your grad. I saw some students from the previous class here, they failed it too. So I was like, I'm totally fine. Then I find out on Tuesday morning, they're like, no, everything said we're good. And I was like, oh. So, my name is Quinn Hedra. I teach most of the code classes here at VFS. I also teach Team Project with Benny. He did an amazing job introducing. And I help out a lot on Final Project as well. Now, when it comes to our Excellence in Code Award, we look at a lot of different things. We look at, obviously, professionalism. We look at effort and achievement in our classes. We look at the effort and achievement in our group projects, primarily Team Project and our Final Project. For this particular winter, though, I also considered a lot of how much this student helped kind of uplift the class. And I'll be honest, as much as I was doing, and a lot of our other coding class or staff here was doing to help teach the students, this student helped kind of bring up everyone in the class as well, which was really, really important and just fantastic to see. So the nominees are
Alexander Simeo, Omar Chapa Moyers, Persephone McKenna Murray, Sanda Paiva, Vishnu Suresh, and Wesley Yoon.
I wish I could have nominated more people than that. I actually asked Chris if I could nominate 9 people, and he said no. All right, drum roll, please. Winner is Wesley.
Nice shirt. Actually, in VFS I learned way more than I thought I would in code. I become a lot more confident in approaching a problem, approaching new mechanics. It allows me to do weird things we did in final projects. That's something I would never thought of doing ever. So I've also seen how everyone's skills in programming have grown throughout the years. When I first saw Alex, couldn't even code, but now he's handling code very well. I've seen great stuff coming from every one of you. So thank you Quinn, thank you everyone.
With the Taylor Swift? Yeah! It's gonna be cemented forever.
Presenting the award for excellence in art is instructor Jeff Pomondon.
so while creating games, art serves two purposes: to sell you on the experience and instruct you on how to play. The nominees demonstrated these core skills while also being collaborative, professional, and accountable to the development schedule. The nominees are
Ariel Josiak, Brett Hendricks, Eric Sun, Evan Oldham, and Isabel Chung.
All right, guys, drum roll. And the winner is Evan.
Well, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Getting into VFS was a pretty validating experience for me. Like, I've been doing art for a while, so I feel like this is a little unfair in some regards. But being able to like come in and like make video games is yeah, very validating. Do you have anything you want to say?
Unicorns.
Unicorns. With that said, thank you to the staff, everybody, the classmates. It was a real great experience, and I got a lot more from it than I even expected. So thank you to all of you.
Officially best artist in the class.
Please welcome GD75 graduating student Mark Rivera to present the first student selected award.
You Mark!
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Rivera. I am the one that's going to tell you guys who the unsung hero is. To sum it up, the unsung hero is the person that has provided the most help and support towards the people that are in our class and has genuinely helped us a lot. It could be a student, teacher, or TA. Is it teacher? No. I meant student or TA. Oh, mentor, right? Yeah, I remember it. Who are the nominees again?
TA Brooklyn Chang, mentor Maddie Onsis, GD75 Mark Rivera, TA Pradeep Pillai, and GD75 Wesley Yoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? And the winner is Brooklyn Chang. You're welcome. Photo? Do I? Am I in it?
Wow, there's a surprise. No, it's not a surprise. I did the slideshow. I have to say, this class is some of the most constantly joyful and energetic and quippy bunch that I've had the pleasure of helping out, and I've always been able to go into their classroom and like immediately crack a smile just because of the people that are in there. So you guys really make TAing easy and fun, and I know you guys are gonna go on to do really great things. So yeah, thanks for this, and you guys keep being awesome.
Thank you.
Please welcome GD75 graduating student Ria Solana Serrano to present the Student Selected Award for Best Instructor.
Hi, I'm Ria.
Hi.
As we all have seen, like all the instructors at BFS have all left a mark in our lives. Coming from a family where everyone either was an instructor for a living or at some point was an instructor, I grew up knowing the importance that teachers have in our life and how important they can shape us, especially when it comes to learning and stuff. So for the nominees,
Glenn Hamilton, Jeff Plamondon, Joe Bonar, Quinn Henshaw, and Stephen Kearney.
and the best instructor for the GD75 class is Jeff Lamont.
All right, guys. Well, you guys had a lot of choice, right? And this is what you came up with? Shameful business. Thought I had to at least once. No, you guys have been a lot of fun to teach. Again, it's been fun on the floor and in classes, so thank you so much. It's been a joy to teach you guys, and you guys are going to do great things. Thank you so much.
Please welcome GD75 graduating student Ben Spratt to present the Student Selected Award for Best Course.
Hey everyone. Just gotta grab the Okay, so this graduation marks 7 years that I've spent in post-secondary education. So I think I'm in a pretty good spot to speak to just the incredibly high bar of content and education, instruction that we got in this course. It was a lot of really hard work for all the students, but I think we got a ton in return, and we're all very grateful for the teachers and the faculty here. Okay, so without further ado, the nominees for the best course are
Term 4, 3D Modeling 2, Jeff Plamondon. Term 1, Board Game Theory, Graham Johns. Term 2, Game Theory Digital, Derek Tan. Term 2, Level Design 2, Stephen Kearney. And Term 3, Level Design 2,
And the winner is Game Theory Digital, Derek Tucker.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm actually surprised I won this. In the sense that I know you guys have forgotten term 1 and 2, everything that we taught you, everything the instructor had taught you. But hopefully you remember a bit from my course, which is basically different perspectives. I think one of the greatest skills that you have is that you will see things differently, and I want you to apply that to your life. Right? So hopefully you'll see all the good and all the bad in the world, but especially the good. Right? Because you all are special people. Right? That's my perspective. All right, thank you.
Presenting the award for Best Team Project is instructor Glenn Hamilton.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. My people over there. So team project. Team project, it starts in term 3. There are 6 terms in total. And it amazes me that as they're working on their projects for team project, in term 2, they're still learning. They're still being taught tools and how to use certain tools and how to work together, how to communicate at a plan, all of those things all at the same time, yet produce something. Quinn and I, we now call team project where you're trying to make a game, not the game. And so that really puts things into perspective that we're here to learn and make mistakes, and all of that is good. So for Best Team Project, the nominees are
Calamity Chasm by Alexander Semeo, Evan Oldham, Joel Pedro Clagino, Mark Rivera, and Vishnu Suresh. Calamity Chasm is a third-person casual shooter where you play as Cram, a fiery demon competing in a chaotic, hellish coliseum, using knockback fireballs and deadly traps to banish souls and rise to the top.
Oh no! No! Did you record this? No, like before the gameplay.
Mechblade by Ariel Josiak, Divjot Singh Panu, Eric Sun, Omar Chapa Moyers, and Raquel Marino Horvath. Mechblade is a third-person hack-and-slash game where you play as a futuristic robot gladiator, battling waves of enemies to reach the highest round and win the crowd's admiration. Operation Rolling Thunder by Kaden Darby, Juan Andres Valderrama, Santa Paiva, Tajan Kim, and Gel Antonio Enriquez Cedillo. Operation Rolling Thunder which the player fights against swarms of aliens in a city of 3 islands by planting bombs and running over aliens.
Oh no! Flashback. Oh, back it up!
Rampage Reset by Ben Spratt, Brett Hendricks, Ege Uku, Persephone McKenna Murray, and Ria Solano Serrano. Rampage Reset is a first-person 3D puzzle game in which you take control of a time-traveling detective on his first case, who must manipulate time in order to undo the failed experiment that produced a monster.
I gotta say that the quality of these games get better and better every term, and we always hear that, but looking at these games here, man, it was really difficult to decide. But here we go, drum roll please.
Why didn't you stop me sooner?
All right, let's hit it.
Last but not least, Run Fred by Benny Kadam, Cole Robert Gito, Isabel Chung, Wesley Yoon, and Yuki Hu. Run Fred is a 3D first-person fast-paced movement platformer where you play as Fred, who has to use its momentum-building abilities like sprinting, double jumping, wall running, sliding, and launching a magnetized key to pull itself towards objects to reach the system's core and destroy it.
Now can I go? Drum roll please. And the winner is Calamity Castle.
Wait. He'll make it. Give him a moment. Hey! Who speaks? Is that right? Okay. PM for the first. PM. Oh, PM. Oh, PM.
I had a really great time working with this team. I had to keep everybody on their line, say no to many of the things, and they had to deal with me, which was a hell of a lot of tasks to even ask for. But I'm pretty sure they still like me. And Mark was actually the PM of my next project. So I love these guys, and it's actually my first time saying that. So yeah, I love you guys.
Good line.
You're next, you're next. I don't want to go.
You don't want to go?
You talk.
This was a really great experience. I'm sure everyone can tell this was the first kind of like actual game we all made, and I'm sure when going into it, none of us had any idea what we'd be able to pull off, but actually looking at the game and seeing what we were able to accomplish and seeing people had fun is absolutely insane from where we were like 2 months before the project started, having no idea we could do any of this. So I'm really thankful that just this project exists and that my team was able to push everyone there to work better together. So Mark?
The amount of learning I did with this project is insane. Back then, like in term 1, I just genuinely didn't know if I was gonna make anything that is as good as what we created in Team Project, as I had very low expectations of myself, and thank God I did. I personally learned so much in this span of like 2-3 months of working on it, and I am very thankful to my whole entire team for being very patient with me being a little inept at the time with some things, but thank you so much, yes.
Well, this was my first game that I ever made in my life. And I'm really thankful for the experience. And I'm really proud of how we went in the whole school, the whole project. Yeah.
I'm going to mimic Mark in saying that I too felt very inept. This whole project is absolutely like a trial by fire. Like you're learning and doing at the same time. And it's such a overwhelming experience at times to be like consuming and producing simultaneously. But we did it, and I think we had a blast doing it, and I'd do it again.
Go.
And to present the last award of the day, the award for Best Final Project, please welcome Head of Department, Christopher Mitchell.
All right, hello everyone. So welcome to the final award of the event, aka the most important award, the award for Best Final Project. For those of you who don't know, the Final Project is the culmination of everything, which is to say, all the art skills, all the programming, all the design, all the late nights, and there were so many late nights have gone into these projects. They are the reasons why you haven't talked to your loved ones in a year. Now, the games that you're going to see, they were 2 months of pre-production plus classes, and then 4 months of dedicated production, after which they were shown to an assembled crew of industry guests of about 100 people. So they were astoundingly successful projects, and I'm tremendously proud of all of them. And I can't wait for you to see the results of their hard work. So, that said, the nominees are
Chromatos by Ariel Josiak, Persephone McKenna Murray. Chromatos is a first-person 3D platformer collectathon where you play as your personified imagination, Pi, running around an empty canvas devoid of color, filling it in as you move, collecting various hidden items as you explore. Heartbreaker by Alexander Simeo, Eric Sun, Omar Chapa Moyers, Raquel Marino Horvath, and Jill Antonio Enriquez Cedillo. Heartbreaker is a fast-paced third-person shooter where you play as a cat sorceress battling a love-cursed cast by an obsessive queen inside her enchanted castle. Help is on the Way by Ben Spratt, Benny Kladam, Evan Oldham, Sam DePaiva, Wesley Yu, and Yuki Hu. Help is on the Way is a sci-fi security simulation game in which you play as a security officer who must use her rickety systems to guide her coworker through the mining facility where they work while protecting him from an alien monster. One More Dungeon by Brett Hendricks, Cole Robert Gito, Divjot Sang Panu, Ege Uka, Joel Pedro Claugino, and Caden Darby. One More Dungeon is a first-person shooter where players explore memory-inspired dungeons crafted by an older brother acting as dungeon master, using artifact cards to fight high fantasy enemies and trigger traps and uncover the story of their fractured bond.
The dungeon is Morrison.
And last but not least, we have Trainwreck by Isabel Chung, Juan Andres Valderrama, Mark Rivera, Ria Solano Serrano, Taejin Kim, and Vishnu Suresh. Trainwreck is a 3D top-down local co-op based defense game where players must maintain, defend, and repair their train from the bandits trying to steal their cargo and make it to all destinations safely.
Chromatose.
Making Chromatose was a long, and there was a lot of hours put into it. There was a lot of overtime done. Maybe a bit too much, but as a team of 2 people, we both had to have a lot of jobs. And I think the 2 of us worked very well together. Our skills complemented each other quite well. Thank you all.
I was sitting so comfortably in my chair, I didn't know I was This is a dream come true. I'm tired and I'm really glad. It was all so worth it, and I'll do it all over again, honestly. I couldn't have done without her. I was thinking of doing a team of 1, but that would have been a big mistake. But so I'm really grateful that she's here to help me make Chromatose as good as it is. Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, everyone. So sadly, very sadly, that brings us to the end of the awards show and the end of your year with VFS. Now, there are the practical things to do next, of course, which is to say, please join the LinkedIn group. Please, participate in the student Discord and whatnot. As soon as you get that first job, no matter what that first job is, I want you to tell me immediately what time of day. I mean, okay, yeah, you can tell your family first, but I want you to DM me the second you do, because I do want to celebrate student success. And I suppose I'll finish by sort of paraphrasing an Oscar Wilde phrase I really liked, which is, if you choose to be a doctor or a lawyer or a grocer or a tailor, you will never become it, because that is your punishment. But if, on the other hand, you don't know what you're going to be, and if you choose to live what some might call the artistic life, what I choose to call the dynamic life, you will never know what you're going to be, and that is your reward. So, thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to all the things you will be, because they will all be wonderful. Everyone have a lovely day, and thank you for coming.